Before the video starts, I want to say that I have plans to change how this series is in the next episode, so keep that in mind when watching. Okay, this nether spawn is awful. Yeah, not a great nether spawn. Not only am I in a basalt delta, but also like 100 blocks in the air. I gotta block all this up so gas don't blow it into smithereens. Luckily, there is another fortress nearby, so my plan is to bridge over to it somehow. I don't think the conventional way of straightforward across the lava is very smart for a person like me. The fortress is somewhere this way, so I'm just gonna mine until I find it. Which I do, but it's still too far for me, so I'm gonna have to mine in another direction. I find my way out, but realize that I'm gonna have to do some bridging if I want to get to the fortress. And this is painstakingly slow because I've never been a speed bridger. Not being able to place blocks in front of me is mad annoying. I get close enough to the fortress, but I'm severely unprepared, so I go back home to gear up. And gear up I do, because I now have an enchanted diamond sword and some more diamond armor. I head back in the portal because I've got baddies to slay. Unfortunately for me, a little gremlin greets me in the portal, so I have to take care of him before I go do anything else. As I reach the fortress, I'm welcomed by both a blaze and an annoying advancement message. I wish I could turn those off. And by that I mean the messages, not the blazes. I kinda need those. Hopping around the fortress and rummaging through chests, I get lucky and find a rib armor trim. Unfortunately, soon enough, that luck won't even matter. I think I'm so tough walking through the fortress, but forget I'm not native to this edition. I then promptly get eradicated by a gang, which makes me so mad that I change it to peaceful. I realize the mistake of my actions and go to check on Cena to see if I despawned him, and sure enough, I did. At this point, I straight up quit the game in hopes that it didn't save, but unfortunately, it did, and Cena was gone. I bite the bullet and go back to the fortress to pick my stuff, knowing full well that not everything would be there. Regardless of what just happened, I go back to fighting, which doesn't end well for me. And this time, I lost more than I had initially. Things weren't going too well for me, so I just decided to go back home. And I made sure to pay proper respects to what happened to Cena. If it weren't for my clumsiness, he'd still be alive. I craft a brewing stand and place it down, but I know I will not be using that John at all. It is good decoration though. Once again, I travel into the nether for some exploration. I chop up some local swine, mine nether quartz, and barter with piglins. I also come across a weird formation of bones in the Soul Sand Valley. Is this FaZe Clan? That's FaZe Clan. What the? After getting lost for like 20 minutes, I finally find my way back home. Deciding to take a break from the nether, I venture off to explore the Terralith biomes in an awesome walking montage. The first biome I come across is the Moonlight Grove, which I can't really enjoy due to the sheer amount of mobs that are in it. However, I do come across this awesome tower, which I hope has some loot in it. It doesn't look like I'm welcome here though, because I'm greeted with a few arrows. As I traverse up the tower, I immediately anger these two axe-wielding freaks, who break my shield, and I run away. I lose them in the thick of the forest and I circle back. Only having to deal with one of them is better than dealing with two. Going up a level, I come across a witch who doesn't seem to be very good at her job. I finish her off and finally come face to face with the boss of the tower, the Evoker. He must have been ready for me though, because as soon as I appear, he spawns Vexes on me. I knew that without a shield I couldn't take them, so I just decided to grab the totem and run. And I'm glad I did grab it, because these little rats popped my totem real quick. After I managed to escape, I come across another tower, which I just decided to speedrun. Which maybe I shouldn't have, because the witch's poison gets me real low. With some force, I knock the Evoker off, but run away as the Vexes come after me. My efforts were in vain though, because they came back to finish the job. I knew I didn't have the resources necessary to recover, and going back would just be a waste of time. This was the moment I decided to suck it up and just go to the end. So, I grab what I can, and I head out. It's a long journey before I find where the stronghold is, and I just decide to dig straight down. I make it to the end portal and stick the eyes in, but I don't have enough to finish it. With some quick thinking, I build another portal in hopes to get more eyes. Turns out I'm really close to a fortress, and so I make my way over there to get what I need. I end up getting cut short as I'm too tapped by this wither skeleton. Initially I wasn't upset because I had set my spawn and I could just go back and get my stuff, but to my horror, all my tools were gone. I wasn't sure what to do. It felt like no matter what I did, I was cut short. So instead of gearing back up like any sane person, I quit the game. Hold up. You didn't think I was really gonna end it there, did you? Nah, of course not. But I am quitting Java. it sucks. It's really just the little things in Java that I don't like. And no, it is not because of my own incompetence. Besides, I started out on Bedrock and I know my way around it. And I just think it'll be more entertaining if I continue this series on a fresh Bedrock world. There's also the fact that on my PC, Java just doesn't run as smooth as Bedrock does, even without mods. Just think of this as a fresh start, and I'll circle back with a new episode. But in the meantime, stay crazy, everyone, and I'll see you next time.